Okay, so I just wanted to showcase my Tupac poster that I got as a Christmas gift a few years back from my mother. It's right behind me. I look at it every day. Here, there. It says "Only God Can Judge Me." That's Tupac song, and you know, and I like this poster. Um, yeah, I just wanted to show that before I got into the review. So yeah. Okay. Once again, I don't know why. Like the previous video, I had to do a second take because the first one didn't record my audio. Now, what I forgot to mention before in the opening is you might hear the fan, what's still going on. You might hear it now, but you might really hear it in the opening, or you might have really heard it in the opening because I was sitting right next to it. So, on the upside, no more interruptions. Like, there was so much going on outside, and I kept having to stop, and I lost my place. So, and plus, I found out some stuff about this movie that I should have mentioned before. I'm going to mention this time around. So, yeah, today's June 16th, Tupac's 49th birthday. As you can see, I'm a big Tupac fan. This is one of my many Tupac shirts, All Eyes on Me. And you can see Juice, Gridlock, one of my favorite Tupac movies ever. Tupacalypse Now, his debut album, dare I say, it's kind of underrated. Fucking awesome album. His second album, Strictly for My Niggas, not a word I say, but gotta do it right for Pac. Third album, Me Against the World, really great album. His greatest hits album, unfortunately, in my excitement of buying it when I came across it at Walmart, I forgot that I was at Walmart. They like to censor their music, so yeah, we tried to listen to Hit 'Em Up censored. It's not even censored, it's bleeped out. Oh, those are still happening. Okay, that was a car. It's like, that's why, yo, you fat. You can't even listen to it, you know. Still, I have that album, that infamous album. We all know why. And yeah, no eyes on me yet. I'll get it. And I also have his biopic, All Eyes on Me, over here. Some documentaries scattered about my Tupac collection. And today I decided to review one of my favorite Tupac movies, right up there with Gridlocked. Gang related. Okay, Tupac, Jim Belushi, Lila Rosan, who I keep confusing with Debbie Rosan. Am I saying that last name right, Rosan? If I'm not, I apologize. Yeah, because the other day I was watching Toxic Avenger 4, and Debbie Rosan is in that, and I thought it was Lila Rosan for a second. I have no idea why, because they look nothing alike. They just have the same last name. I don't know. And Dennis Quaid's in it too, and James Earl Jones, and the former Kratos, which I didn't mention before, the former Kratos, T.C. Carson. Since it's the 90s, I remember him from Living Single. If it's right now, he's still on TV. Yes, he is Black Lightning's father, and yes, that is a Living Single reunion of sorts. You got Wendy Crewson, you got Gary Cole. Well, yeah, I forgot to mention like Wendy Crewson because I was like, well, who's that lawyer girl? I looked her up, and it was Wendy Crewson to my surprise because I'm doing this in lieu of my prior review, which I didn't do yesterday because I was not feeling well. I'm still getting over being sick for 2 weeks. And so I was like, oh, it's Wendy Crewson. She's an out lesbian. Does this count as my Pride Month review? No. I think I have some better Wendy Crewson movies that I could look into for that. But still, that's cool. She's in there. Yeah. Like, this movie is all kinds of awesome. For one, two, really, there's two good reasons, really. There's James Earl Jones, who don't even show up until, what, the beginning of the third act, I think. No, maybe the end of the second act. He's only in about 2 or 3 scenes, with each one of them he's intimidating but not threatening. Like, the way he's a lawyer, and the way he talks is like, so, where were you the night this murder happened? Right, but how could you have walked there if you said you drove there? Where'd you buy it? Like the way I can't do it the way he does it, but it was so intimidating but non-threatening. And then Tupac is the other person watching this. Yeah, everybody else does great. Even Dennis Quaid. Oh yeah, and there's another rapper in this, rap legend Kool Moe Dee's in this, in a rather important part. Toward in the beginning, he's a drug dealer who gets killed, but he was an undercover DEA agent or something like that. And this movie is basically Tupac and Jim Belushi are dirty cops who kill drug dealers because they're not people and never were. That's their reasoning. Only Tupac is uneasy about it. From the beginning, you can see he's not comfortable with it. He's nervous throughout the movie, a bit neurotic. Like he blows up at times for good reason. Like it's getting realer and realer. And because they accidentally killed this undercover agent, they didn't know. Now the police want whoever killed him because that's how that works. And this just became so relevant, didn't it? But yeah, that's what happened to that guy a few years ago who was a cop who killed another cop. And then 400 or something cops went to a cabin and shot him up. Yeah. Well, yeah. And so, basically the movie is them trying to be one step ahead of the police and get the police off their trails, which they kind of suspect, kind of. It's alluded to up until about the third act, when Jim Belushi inevitably turns on Tupac, which is one of Tupac's one of his best scenes. It's just like when he turns on him and he pulls a gun up, like Tupac's like, do it, I want you to do it, I want you to do it, because he's at a point where he literally says he hates his life, you know, and because of all this stuff he's doing, the killing and all that, is getting to him. He doesn't like doing it, and everything's out of hand. And they kill the wrong dude. Then they end up framing the wrong dude, Dennis Quaid, who turns out is a billionaire computer guy who's also a doctor who operated on the poor in Africa. And Tupac's reaction was just beautiful. It was like, this is who you chose? This is who you chose? Jim Belushi, I didn't fucking know. I can't replicate it. It was so good. And which makes the investigation that much more difficult for them, because they steal a gun from evidence, but it's, oh no, it's a gun from a whole different murder. And the guy that used it identified it in court. It's another problem. Like, that's what it is. And like, Tupac is really, I'm gonna say it again, he's the one to watch, especially his death scene. I'm a horror guy, and we talk about that a lot, but like, outside of horror, really, with all death scenes, Tupac's is one of the best I've seen. One of my favorite ones. The build up to it, so good. And he's like, because throughout the movie, he's kind of bugged by this loan shark, and you can see where that's going. And this loan shark has with him Tiny Lister Jr., or Debo, as some know him, or as us wrestling fans know him, Zeus. He's a big dude, and throughout the movie, you know, they just pop up. It's at the worst possible time. Tupac's like, fuck, you know, you gotta deal with that. And finally, Tupac goes home after Jim Belushi turns on him. By the way, I'm doing kind of spoilers, still watch it. After Jim Belushi turns on him and all that, and they have the big blow off, they fight throughout the movie, even fist fight a lot. Like, you know, it turns out they're both kind of losing it. They're nervous and scared, but you really see it through Tupac. And so he goes home. He wrecks all of his shit. He starts screaming, I hate my fucking life, I hate it. He starts crying. And who's already there waiting for him? The loan shark and Tiny Lister. You know, like, did we catch you at a bad time? And then Pac just basically says, fuck it, and charges him. But they send him to another room. We don't see on screen. We hear the gunshots. The next shot is Tupac's body with the bullet holes in the head. That's not what it's about. It's about the build up, you know, because you knew how it was going to play out, like with other Tupac movies where he didn't survive. But this one is different. He really shows his skill as an actor. A lot of people either forget or they don't know Tupac was an actor first, and he used to say all the time acting was his first and true love, because he was an actor before he was a rapper. He was doing A Raisin in the Sun at 12 years old. Okay, he's a theater actor who became a rapper. Alright. And he was so underrated as an actor. He got an unsung episode. And Tupac, I know what you're thinking. Tupac is far from unsung. As a rapper, yes, he's definitely not unsung. But as an actor, yeah, he's unsung and underrated. A lot. And I think this movie really shows what he can do, which is why I chose it. It's like he steals every scene he's in. Even the ones with him and James Earl Jones, it's like a duel. Tupac and James Earl Jones. You're like, oh, I pay attention to it. They're both so good, you know. It's I can't say enough good things about this movie. The music's obviously great, which I forgot to play like I usually do. But it's also one of my negatives because a lot of music is great. A lot of it is Tupac, which I have no problem with. It's all censored. Like, is this the Walmart version? I don't, like, what? Because I get a good percent of my movies come from Walmart, or they did before it became a whole situation to even go anywhere near that place now, at least here. So I don't know, it's the Walmart version, because I ordered this online, I believe. And like why is the music, it's rated R, so like they can say fuck and all that. You can see Leela Rosan dancing on the pole and all that, but the music has to be censored. What is that? Why? It's like the one negative I have about this movie. Like, everyone's so good in this, and the direction is so good. Who's the director on this? Because I know Tupac worked with John Singleton a whole lot, but this ain't him. Oh, okay. Written and directed. The writing is good too. Written and directed by Jim Kouf, Kouf. Sorry if I mispronounced that. That's good. And speaking of John Singleton, Tupac, as an actor, earlier, like, people want to say Juice and Poetic Justice, Above the Rim are among his best movies, and they're good movies, and he's great in them. Especially Above the Rim, because to this day, nobody knows where Tupac produced that blade in that one scene. Even John Singleton doesn't know where Tupac got that blade from. Apparently, that's something they do, like hide, like in the streets or whatever. They hide a blade like in their mouth, which I couldn't imagine doing that. Ugh. But yeah, and with that particular role, Tupac was basically playing. He was basically playing an eviler version of himself. He said as much. And I myself personally can see a bit of Tupac in his role as who was it? Bishop in Juice. Like, yeah, there's this guy obsessed with Scarface that's just listening to Tupac's music. He talks about Scarface a lot, the rapper and the movie. They even work together, him and the rapper. And yeah, I just heard about Scarface too. That's true. Damn. He got the Rona and his knees are all fucked up. He's still recovering. It's been 3 months. Damn. Anyway, but yeah. And that's this guy who lets it all go to his head. He gets just a hint of power and it goes to his head. And people die. Like, I see a bit of Pac in that, in the whole he wants to run it all thing. You know, he wants to be that dude. And then even in Poetic Justice, Pac was a poet. You know, in reality, one of my favorite poets. You know, like Pac and Jada were so cool. They were so close. That poem, man, he loved that woman. He really loved her. I mean, I know Pac isn't a poet in Poetic Justice, but I'd like to believe he had an influence in that because he's really good at it. He is really good at it. And he's, who is he in that? Lucky? The mailman? And he's like Bilal or somebody in Above the Rim. In this movie, Gridlock, not Gridlock, gang related. He's Detective Jake Rodriguez. So yeah, like but those earlier roles, that's basically Pac as Pac. If things went a bit differently, I think. But in this one, Pac is not Pac. He's Jake Rodriguez. Okay. Like, you don't at all get any of Tupac do this character. Like, Tupac's playing this cop, this corrupt, dirty cop. And, well, he's not really corrupt, he's just a dirty cop who got in too deep. And as you know, Tupac and cops, they don't mix. Like, he shot those two cops because they were committing an act of police brutality. And once again, this is getting oh so real and oh so relevant. Yeah. So for Pac to go turn around and be a cop, I know Ice-T's been doing it for 20-something years. LL Cool J's been doing it for over 10 years. I get that, but the history Pac had with the police, like, I don't know if Ice-T actually did that to police. I know he wanted to. Watch his old interview, see when he was angry. And LL Cool J, I'm going to say no, he's never done that with the police. Now, dudes want to mess with, but I don't think he was that dude, the police. What I'm saying is Tupac plays against type, okay? And it works. You really see what he can do. And you really invested in him more than anyone, really. And again, everyone's good. He steals it, man. And he's dueling it out whenever James Earl Jones was up there duking it out for who's stealing the scene. And it's incredible, man. Which is funny because Pac was almost Mace Windu in Phantom Menace. I wouldn't have saved that movie, but it would have made it more watchable. But yeah, Pac and James Earl Jones. I gotta explain who that is. For me personally, my favorite James Earl Jones movies are from the 70s because he was doing stuff other black actors weren't doing. Namely, he was making movies that weren't blaxploitation films, okay? Even black movies that weren't blaxploitation films. That was hard to do in the 70s. Like, really hard to do for us, okay? You know, I can sit here and talk about I like Jim Belushi, but I've been him for a while. I watch his sitcom, still catch reruns. I know as a Blues Brothers, why did him and Pac make music together, you know? Pac and Tim Roth made music together, and Tim Roth immediately had it destroyed. He didn't like it, so I want to hear it. You know, Dennis Quaid, big fan of him. T.C. Carson, I explained it. You know, I could just go through this awesome cast. You know, well, I like them all, but this is Tupac's birthday, so that's what I'm talking about. Not to undersell anyone else, because everybody was great in this. Like, let's try and make it Jim Belushi focus. Like, he's in the movie a little bit longer than Tupac. He survives a little bit longer, but once Tupac is killed off, you don't really have much interest in it in that weird time jump. But yeah, I give this movie an A. Yeah, my favorite Tupac movies, this and Gridlocked. And like they say at the end of this movie was posthumous, by the way. Yeah, just like Gridlocked, these are both posthumous. Both released after Tupac's unfortunate death. I believe Gang Related came out after Gridlocked, I believe. And so yeah, like, they're both dedicated to him. There's even a featurette on Gang Related about Tupac. What was it called? There's a making of. Oh, they don't tell you what it's called on the back, but there's on there. It's about Tupac. The Something Soul of Tupac. Anyway, like they said at the end of Gridlocked, rest in peace, Tupac. One love.